we're going to completely show you guys how to rip, remove, and replace a front porch all by yourself. This video is going to be about 3 minutes long. Stick with us all the way to the finish and you'll see exactly how to do this on your own. As always, step one is the demolition. You must remove the porch entirely below grade height. That's what we do here. We expose behind, we see some wood rot. We will be addressing that. We take a jackhammer and then we take a chipping hammer and we clean the entirety so that we're 8 inches below grade, and we're going to be pouring a high strength concrete base in there. Once we completely hose off and clean off the block, those blocks are laid on a 3-foot deep footing, which is code for this particular area. I'm spreading my 8 inches of high strength concrete mix that is fiber mesh reinforced. I'm making sure I stay level and I measure down all the way around. So what I'm going to need here is about 18 inches to my concrete to the top where I'm going to be doing this. Now I do my plumb, level, and square, my box square, and my rough layout. I mix up type M masonry mortar, sand, water, and acrylic fortifier, and I begin laying in my block to rough build my porch. I'm going to be building it entirely out of block. Then I'm going to be filling all the cells of said block completely solid with high strength concrete mix to reinforce it and lock it in all the way down to the footing. Then I'm going to be Porch coating all the way around, same mix, type M masonry mortar, sand, water, acrylic fortifier. I'm going to be scratching it. I scratch coat it because I'm going to be stoning the entirety of it, and it will help it adhere to that. Next, I fill all the block, as I aforementioned. I take my Acryl 60, I put it in my water, I mix up type M masonry mortar, sand, water, acrylic fortifier, and I lay my stone. I wet the backs of the stones with that water that had the Acryl 60. Why? Because I'm cleaning and bonding the stones simultaneously. I start with the corners first, then I run in between. I love doing half bond on this particular stone. The joints are what makes the stone. The same mix is what I used for the joints. I squeeze them in thoroughly. I want it so it's oozing out a little bit, but I make it so it's not too wet, so it gets stiff and tacky. It takes about an hour. I go back. It's time to shape them. I particularly like to use the back of a paintbrush and my finger to thoroughly shape them throughout. Then I take my finger, I brush them, and then I flip the brush over and I break out the entirety of the joints. Now it's time to clean the porch top and to clean the step and to spread my 1/2 inch of masonry mortar so I can set my limestone. I want a 1-inch overhang all the way around. I do 8-inch stone on the top and 12-inch stone on the bottom. There's a 7.5 inches of rise from the concrete to the step, from the step to the second step, and from the platform to the inside of the home. I use 8-inch, so I create a ledge. That ledge has the 1/2-inch rebar and my wire mesh sitting on it. I'm doing 4,500-pound high-strength concrete that I'm pouring. I am vibrating it down. I'm using my mag float to knock down all the humps, bumps, and lumps, and I'm putting my rough finish on. Why rough? Because there is a wet area, you want it to be anti-slip, you want traction. Now that the porch is entirely constructed, time to turn our attention to the rails. We're reinstalling an existing rail that was 4.5 inches down into the concrete, so I'm drilling down, I'm anchoring it in with cement ball, which is a non-shrink grout. I'm anchoring it to the house as well. This only had a railing on one side, so we're only installing one going back on just one side. What is code is you only need one railing. This actually is under the depth of needing any railing at all, but the homeowner's elderly and they wanted one. Here's the complete look. Thank you to everyone who watched.